There's been a lot of talk about it, but I have my doubts. The rumor is that Michelle Obama is going to be given the nomination sometime before the Democratic National Convention in August because Joe Biden is very unpopular and can barely put a sentence together.
More than half the women in my cabinet, more than half the people in my cabinet, more than half of the women in my administration are women.
Now, I do think the Democrat Party is looking for a way to replace Joe. Could it be Michelle Obama? Or how about Gavin Newsom or Gretchen Whitmer? Or maybe Joe Manchin? I don't think the party would support Manchin, though, for the reason I talked about in my video, Donald Trump, the last true president. You see, Trump was the first real president we've had in decades. I know that might seem confusing, but there is one thing Joe Biden's presidency really brought to light, and that is the fact that the modern American president is just a figurehead. It's easy for everyone to see that Biden isn't the one making decisions in his administration. But that was also true for Obama, Bush, and Clinton. They were all figureheads. They were puppets. I don't think Manchin would be a puppet like Michelle, Gavin, or Gretchen would be. But there is a problem that the Democrats have with replacing Joe, and I've not heard anyone talk about it. Let me put it to you like this. What do you think the reason Democrats would give for replacing Joe? And therein lies the problem. Of course, if the party replaces Joe on the ticket, Joe will have to come out and say he's chosen not to run because he's not feeling well or that he has to spend some time with his family or something. He'll have to say that it's for a personal reason that he's decided not to run again. So let's say that happens. Joe has decided not to seek re-election because of a health issue, and the party replaces him with Obama or Newsom. While either person would likely be a better candidate than Joe, they wouldn't be allowed to dump on Biden. They would still have to stand up for the policies that have gotten us into the mess we're in. In fact, they would have to praise Joe for being so selfless, for stepping aside and doing what's best for America. The question that any replacement for Biden would have to answer is this. What would you have done differently than Joe Biden in his first term? And what policies are you going to advocate for that are any different than what the current administration is pushing for? Of course, we know the answer to those questions. The answer is nothing. The Democrat Party runs this administration, and that would be the same for anybody that the party would replace Joe with. Michelle Obama would run our country exactly how Biden has. So would Newsom and Whitmer. They are party puppets. They do what they're told to do. Now, I personally don't think that they could replace Joe with Michelle, because I don't think she would want the job. But as a couple of you guys have pointed out recently, I was wrong about Donald Trump running again this time around. In 2021, I figured it'd be too much trouble for him to want to do it again. And I think I was right about the amount of trouble it's been so far, but Trump is a different breed. Anyway, I might be wrong about Michelle, but I'm not wrong that if they replace Joe, that person will still have to answer for the poor job this administration has done. Of course, that task will be put on us because obviously the media won't do anything but fawn over whoever the replacement is. If it's Newsom, they'll tell us how great California is. If it's Whitmer, they'll tell us how great Michigan is. And if it's Michelle, they'll tell us that it's almost like she was already president before and how historic it would be. But just remember, if they replace Joe, it wouldn't be because of the embarrassing comments he makes all the time. And it wouldn't be because of the obvious corruption the Biden family has been a part of. And it wouldn't be because he and his policies are so unpopular. I mean, it would be all of those things, but they couldn't say it. The only excuse he could use to not run for re-election is a personal reason, and the party would have to go along with it. And that would leave it open for us to point out that the policies that have been failing us are not the policies of Joe Biden. They're the policies of the Democrat Party. And that's the simple truth. Hey guys, thanks for watching. And if you all want to support this channel, check out the links in the description, and let's keep putting some common sense back into the great debate.